Once again, good morning. Did you know that these mornings have been dawning every day since Napoleon was born? And since the Romans invaded Britain, and Dirk Hartog, I think was Dutch, sighted the west coast of Australia, or William Dampier or someone. When Sir Christ was supposed to have lived, there were the same mornings every morning. You know, it rose there and it set over there. Does it suggest something to you? Does it suggest to you that nothing changes, only we think it does? That the same thing happens all the time. And in between we weep, we mourn, we worry, we tear our hair out, we get excited and celebrate. And the sun still rises and sets. And all the froth and foment settles down again because we all die and it didn't add up to anything. Of course it adds up to something. In only one place does it add up to something. Here it adds up to nothing. It's like a continuous play. But the value of it is in here. In there. The value of the life. Now if you go out there and ask the people and say to the people out there, what is the value of your life? They probably wouldn't know what you were talking about. It's difficult enough for us, isn't it? What is the value of my life? Well, value can't be measured like scientists and our minds try to measure it. Value is something integral, something so profound that it's beyond any mind to think of. That's what value is. It's called integrity, profundity. And it's our intermediate reality. So the value of my life, and when I use the word my, I mean of that body listening to these words as well as this one. The value of my life is what I have contributed to the human psyche, to humanity. Now I know we all like to serve the sick, feed the starving and all that stuff. I know that's all got its value, but that's not the value of the life. Because we can't all go and serve the sick. We can't all give our life to this and to that, to saving the whales or stopping the French from testing something down in the South Pacific. We just can't all do that. So we have to have a value, everyone, a universal value. Remember, this is a universal truth that I have written about. Universal truth means something that's real all the time, forever, and for everybody. Not like anger, which is not real for everybody all the time, every moment. Not like resentment, jealousy, none of that stuff. That's not universal. That's purely selfish. Universal is shared by us all every moment. And the value of your life is the ability to face life, all the circumstances of your life, as best you can, without, for instance, blaming others for your unhappy circumstances or your broken heart. It is, for instance, finding out, why is my heart broken when hearts have been broken for 20,000 years or 6,000 years of recorded history? Hearts have been broken. Cleopatra and Antony, if we can believe the story, it was a story of heartbreak. All our stories are of heartbreak, or then of victory over heartbreak. That's all our entertainment is. Romeo and Juliet, tragedy. It is our ability to face tragedy, and not just the extremes like tragedy, but the everyday life, the ability to be able to face the everyday life as the best I can, doing my best, not blaming others, not complaining any more than I really have to. Being open as much as I can when my whole being says, no, I don't want to do this. No, I feel I want to just be alone. I just want to I feel miserable today and I don't feel like saying anything to anyone. That's not the value of the life. That destroys the value of the life, because there's no value in that. There's no spirit in it. There's no overcoming in it. There's no being in it. And that, as you know, is the spiritual life, and what you've been doing since the great change happened in you those years ago, or whenever it was, that you started to need to find the truth and to be with someone who can reflect to you the truth and help you to find the value of your life. Now, this value of the life, every time that you are valorous or valiant, every time that you are courageous, every time that you deny yourself the right to blame another or to complain, every time you do that, there is behind the scenes a little spark, a little vital spark. Behind the scenes in the vital world, inside yourself, there's a vital spark happens. And that goes towards the point of enlightenment, which is in every one of you and me. Each of us has inside of us, each of us is a cell in the body of mankind. Are you listening to me? Because this is terribly important. This is not separate from UFOs. It's not separate from love, the love you have for your partner or your children. It's not separate from the truth of God. It's not separate from the truth of death. What I'm talking about is a whole life that is my life and your life, where everything comes together in one mighty whole. Not some narrow little complaining, blaming, narrow little dwarf-like life. We've got to get out of that, and that's our right to be that, to be intelligence. So each of us is a cell. You are not a person, you only think you're a person. Your personality is rubbish. Your personality is bullshit. What you think is not even worth listening to. What you feel is even worse than what you think. It's all person. Now there's no person. What we want, what we have here is spirit. The spirit of man and woman. That's what we're talking about. And the spirit of man and woman is the point of enlightenment that's inside of us. Now, each of us is a cell in the body of mankind or humanity. So there's only one vast body, and that's a thing, incomprehensible thing called humanity. Now, if you want to give it a shape, the best shape is the one that the cosmic shape that we have is the shape of the earth. A spheroid. That is the consciousness of the earth. That is the body of mankind. For we are the conscious, self-conscious, physical representations on the face of the earth, on the face of that globe, that spheroid. We all connect. We connect up down into this great, great body of humanity in which there are no persons. It's just one massive psychic mass of never-ending movement